Talladega, the legendary speedway known for incredible speeds, tight competition, and impossibly close finishes. Talladega. Today, it's the site of the next race in the NASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series with an added twist, the return of Jeff Gordon. He knows a thing or two, or six, about winning at Talladega. It's time for Jeff to leave the comfort of the booth and get back into the driver's seat. Will this be the next chapter in his rivalry with Fox Sports teammate Clint Bowyer? Find out next, live on Fox.
Welcome to the fastest speedway on earth, Talladega, Alabama, and the NASCAR Pro Invitational iRacing Series from Talladega Superspeedway. That is iRacing. We are actually at the Fox Network Center in Charlotte. Welcome you inside. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy, and we're going to go iRacing at Talladega, but we want to begin this program with some breaking news. We are joined in studio by the driver, the Roush Fenway, number 6 Ford, Ryan Newman, who has a kind of long-awaited but very special announcement to share with us and with you. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Perfect. How about you?
Doing good. Doing good.
And what's ahead for us?
Everything by the sounds of things. You know, I'm so excited and thankful all at the same time. Excited to be healthy and at some point get back in the race car when the world starts turning again. And thankful for all the people and support that I've got, friends, family, fans, you name it, that have prayed for me and given me this multitude of miracles that has given me this opportunity to get back in the seat at some point.
Now, you say at some point. Does this mean that when NASCAR returns to the track, which could be as early as May 17th, we're hearing, that you will be behind the wheel?
That's the absolute plan for sure. Yeah, I'm healthy. I've been blessed with another layer of this situation, giving me more time to heal, and look forward to being back in the seat for sure.
What have the last couple of months been like for you?
Lots of work around the farm, really just spending a lot of time with my kids, doing some homeschooling, things that are much needed and a lot of fun, although I'm not as good at Spanish in second and third grade as I thought I was. And did the things around the farm, doing a little hunting and fishing. Turkey season's open now, so things like that I would normally be doing, but not to this level because I wouldn't normally have this much time.
Well, it sounds like most of us and how we've been getting through this pandemic. You're a dad, a driver, and an engineer, and I know you deal in facts and science. But how about irony? Is it ironic that an added bar in the roll cage that you advocated for and that carries your name, the Newman bar, across the upper part of the windshield, may have played a very large role in saving your life and having you in position now to get back in the race car?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of irony there, but I also have to give some credit to Earnhardt and Petty, because there's also the Earnhardt bar and the Petty bar that you know about that all tie together and are a big part of what have been the innovation over time with crashes and accidents that have happened to make the race cars safer. So I'm truly blessed. I'm not a champion in the form of those other two 7-time champions, but I'm honored to be a bar in the race car.
Well, we're all very thankful. Wish you well. You got time to sit around and visit with Lindsay Czarniak for Monday's Race Hub?
Sure, look forward to it.
Great, and we will too. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
And you'll see Lindsay's long-form interview with Ryan on Monday's edition of Race Hub. Well, let's bring in double trouble. Jeff Gordon joins Clint Bowyer as our onboard analyst this week. Jeff.
I'm wrecking, Mike. I'm wrecking in practice already. Hope the day
he called it trouble.
Way.
You know, Jeff, last week I think we settled on, you know, the racing is simulated, but the competition is real. How does it feel?
Mike, I've never experienced anything like this before. It is incredibly real. I mean, my hands are sweating. You know, other than when you hit things, it doesn't hurt, which is nice. You got a reset button. Other than that, the competition is unbelievably intense. I've been on here practicing the last couple of nights. I'm having a blast being a part of this. I'm back out here with the gang, and it is so cool to be a part of this race. So I don't know how it's going to go, though. I have no clue. It's tough, very tough.
Well, if history plays a role in the 20 races you two have had at Talladega, Clint's finished ahead of Jeff 13 of those 20 times. So, Clint, are you two rivals today or stream mates?
Definitely rivals. Anytime I was on a racetrack with that boy, we were rivals. I tell you, the funniest thing was he flipped a little bit ago, flipped half the field, and he was upside down, and you were going, woo, this is fun. That's definitely not real life, but I tell you, these things draft extremely close to what they do in real life, the way that they, pull up to one another, the way you have to kind of burp the gas a little bit to stay off the guy, but still keep your momentum up. Momentum is key, just like anything. Michael, he's an awesome, addition to our deal here. He's been the man on restrictor plates for a long time, but just a ton of fun. This is a whole new perspective. Being, 6 feet apart, Jeff, I'm coming for you, baby.
Bring it on, Bowyer. Bring it on. I beat him, by the way, last night in our race, just for the record.
Oh, boy. I know we're here to have fun. What could possibly go wrong? Well, out and about are two roving reporters. I understand at least one of them is on lockdown this week. Let's join Regan Smith.
Mike, it is Talladega Day, one of my favorite races of the year. 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide. These guys are going to be all over the racetrack making some crazy, crazy moves. But because it's Talladega, that means the rules are just a little bit different. So I wanted to explain it to everybody one more time. The double yellow line rule. You see it next to my simulator right here. What that means is these guys are not going to be able to take their cars within the simulation, or their simulators for that matter, and cross over this double yellow line right here. If they do and they make a pass, the iRacing officials will give them a penalty.
Not this weekend.
Buddy, what do you mean not this weekend? Listen, before you were born, your daddy was a little bit of an expert when it came to these yellow lines. I had a win get taken away from me because of these double yellow lines, so I know what I'm talking about. They get a penalty if they go below those.
Not this time.
Not this time, Mike. This is the day I've been waiting for all my life. There's no more yellow line rule. The yellow line penalties are done. We can get rid of them. We can peel them up. Michael, this is the best day ever. What do you got for us?
Well, Regan, I've made my way to the studio. I couldn't wait to be a part of the fun today. And I got to tell you what we can do with that yellow tape you pulled up. Let's put it on Jeff Gordon's butt. He's going to be trying for the first time to get out there and race with these boys at iRacing. The competition is so intense, but the smiles are huge. Mike Joy over there, I'm loving this start to the day. Thanks for having me.
Well, glad you could be with us. We're only 6 feet apart, but we're social distancing, but glad you're in studio with us. We're in the Steve Burns studio, and it's hard to believe it's been 5 years since we lost our great friend and colleague to cancer. Here now is Bryson Burns, Steve and Karen's son, with today's invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to have some racing. Please, with those such as healthcare workers and other essential service workers, just please put your guiding hands around them, dear Lord. Please help those who have contracted COVID-19 and just please heal them, dear Lord. And dear Lord, help us to glorify you in everything that we do, especially during these difficult times. And in Jesus' name, amen.
Now please welcome country music songwriters and musicians Hall of Fame member, Grammy Award winner and founding member of Alabama, Randy Owen, with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thanks again to the 4th Fighter Wing at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, which uses virtual reality as one of many tools to train F-15E student pilots. And to the Johnny Ray family, Johnny and that semi and the American flag, a fixture at Talladega. The former Cup driver passed away in January, but his son John continues on that great tradition. NASCAR's best are ready to go iRacing, live from Talladega on Fox. Welcome back to Talladega, where qualifying has just been completed for today's NASCAR Pro Invitational, presented by iRacing. You have a chance to win cash during today's iRace. Download the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Correctly pick how 6 drivers will finish. And somebody last week won $5,000. This week it could be you. Here are the Fox Bet odds to win today. William Byron, Timmy Hill, Dale Jr. are the favorites. Clint Bowyer and Jeff Gordon, plus 6,600. Michael, is that prohibitive?
That's something that I don't want a part of. I think
Okay.
that's risky at that even.
And those of you in New Jersey can play on our Fox Bet odds. We're going to go trackside to the star of Fox's Last Man Standing.
Hey there, Tim Allen here. Delighted to be the Grand Marshal of the Virtual Talladega, the biggest party in NASCAR. And on top of that, I get to say these words. Drivers, start your engines.
Don't miss Tim in the season finale of Last Man Standing this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. There'll be some big reunions and a very surprising arrival. Last Man Standing Thursday night. Now, this is not the starting lineup, but it is our Xfinity order of qualifying. Corey LaJoie turned in the fastest lap, 50.544 seconds. Was the quickest during the qualifying session, 1 lap per driver. So here's how they qualified. We'll explain the starting lineup in a minute.
A lot of experienced iRacers up in the front of this pack, Mike, and you can see Corey LaJoie will start first, as you said. Ty Dillon and Austin Dillon back in row 3.
Now, that's how they qualified, Michael, but not how they start. Matt DiBenedetto and Daniel Suarez will be on the front row because we're going to invert the top 10 qualifiers. Everybody from Garrett Smithley and Brad Keselowski on down will start where you see them on the GEICO starting grid, with the exception of last week's winner, William Byron, runner-up Timmy Hill, and third-place finisher Parker Kligerman. They will start at the very back of the field this week, and going forward, top 3 finishers start out back.
You know, that might not be such a bad deal for this race today, because I've been watching some of these practice racing, and this action is intense as the real Talladega. You're going to see some crashes. I'll be interesting to see guys like Denny Hamlin, who's qualified near the rear of the field. Will they just hang out for a while, or will they charge? It'll be a strategy. We'll see who decides to lay back.
So again, Byron, Hill, and Kligerman will start all the way at the tail end, behind Ryan Blaney. Let's join Larry McReynolds and learn more about the format for today's race.
Well, Mike, you've talked about William Byron, and he has dominated these first 4 iRacing events, winning the last 2. But the virtual Talladega is just like the real Talladega. If you are in it, you can win it, but you have to stay out of the big one. Now let's take a look at our GEICO race analysis. We're going to go 70 laps, 186 miles. The fuel window, depending on if you're leading or drafting, 34 to 38 laps, pit road speed, 55 miles per hour. The same setup for every driver and 1 reset per driver. You heard Regan Smith talk about it. No out of bounds. And Mike, with our teammate Jeff Gordon in this race, I think that's a beautiful thing. 20 years ago, he created the out of bounds. He drove so far down in the infield, he came back in turn 2 with a barbecue grill stuck in his grill.
Wow. All right, this just in. Yes, Byron, Hill, and Kligerman will start at the back, but due to either a glitch or Clint Bowyer, the top 10 have not been inverted, so Corey LaJoie is on the front row.
The facts,
let's see how that works out.
We'll report the facts as they develop, right, Mike? And right now we've got no inversion.
and no facts, Michael. All right. That's Landon Castle alongside Corey LaJoie. Corey, by 1 spot, even despite a last lap move in the LCQ last week, barely missed getting into the show. This week he's going to start it from the pole. Pace car is in. Barney, the virtual flagman, is at the ready, but when that pace car pulls off, they can go. No passing to the left before the start-finish line. 70 laps. You nervous? I'm nervous.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm like Clint Bowyer and Jeff Gordon. My palms are sweating. This stuff makes me happy. Hi, Barney.
Hi, Barney. Take it easy on that right arm, fella. And here we go.
Now
green flag.
That's some good form there, isn't it, Mike?
Very. Inside line on the move with LaJoie and Chastain.
Landon Castle up there heading that outside line. It looks like they're making a little momentum up there.
Now note there are 2 24s in the race. The numbers on Jeff Gordon's car are yellow. I believe they're white on William Byron's. Computerized scoring sorts that all out, so you don't have to.
Swinging well high up on the banking as they come through 3 and 4. Going 3 wide for the first time, Mike, and I'm promising you before this day's over, I don't know if they'll make it or not, but we're going to say they were 5 wide at some point.
Wow. Austin Dillon right there with the lead duo on the inside line. Then Matt DiBenedetto in those new Built Ford Proud colors. And Brad Keselowski, the front 5 on the inside. Wow, Chastain jumped out to what's now the middle line, and there is William Byron, and in the little box, Jeff Gordon with Bobby Labonte.
Looks like these guys might be, Mike, like we talked about before the race, hanging out a bit, making sure that they've got a little bit of a cushion between them and what they think could be the big one at Talladega. Looks pretty focused but and happy.
And sounding like Bowyer.
Yeah, because Denny just took me 3 wide. I got him back.
Folks, the racing is simulated, the competition, and the stakes are real.
Beyond real.
This is just so fun to watch the reaction of Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon, just enjoying what he's doing on a Sunday afternoon, but yet watch as this race goes along. If he gets himself in a position to be up front and win this thing, it's going to be a different story. Jeff, there's somebody yelling in the background. What all's going on over there?
Oh, man, Bowyer's over here commentating. Listen, you know, he's talking about driving to the front, but he's not sure he wants to be there.
Or the line I'm doing it in.
I'm pretty happy. I'd be content to stay right here if I could.
How difficult is it to hold a straight line with those guys all over the back of you like that? Is the car handling okay, Jeff?
Yeah, the car handles pretty good. It's what's really difficult is when you come up behind somebody and get to their rear bumper, trying to judge how much you can bump draft with them. That's where it gets tricky. I really prefer just to be in a clean line here. That's why I'm going to go to the outside of Amarillo. Hope some guys go with me. Whoa. Yep, I got some help lined up behind me. Oh, Denny's gotten into somebody back there.
Oh, that's Eric Jones into the grass. He comes back up onto the speedway. Looks like a good save, and they're still racing behind you, Jeff.
Yeah, so the trickiest part is when you come up behind somebody, it's just so difficult to hold your line because the cars are moving around a little bit more than they do, you know, on the actual racetrack. But other than that, it is incredibly realistic. Oh, a little bump drafting go by Amarillo, I believe, here on the inside.
So Jeff is 23rd.
You know, these guys can push, they can tandem draft, but you have to be careful because they mandate how big the grill opening can be. And these guys, Jeff, you and Clint, you have warning lights. If you get over 265 degrees water or 285 oil, you'll start to overheat, so you have to really keep an eye on that.
Oh, you don't start to overheat, you blow up, buddy. Expired.
Bowyer, We really need a top 10 today, buddy.
Coming for you, baby.
All
It's
right,
going to
boy.
happen today.
Hold on, where's Bowyer running right now? I need
Way
to know.
ahead of you.
He's ninth.
He's up in that lead pack.
Ninth, fifth or sixth on the inside, right behind Brad Keselowski.
I like where I'm at.
Are you-
like it. Got a couple Fords in front of me.
Boy, are you biding your time, or are you just holding on the yellow line, or what's the plan right now, just to see how this thing develops?
Yep.
Okay, Mike, great reporting. Back to you.
You say Biden one more time, I'm going to have to say Trump. Equal time, you know.
Hey, should I be worried when these guys just move up out of my way and let me go by?
It's definitely a sign.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Stenhouse is getting impatient
Yeah,
here. Three
I
wide.
see some smoke up
We
ahead.
have seen that before.
Yeah, there's some breaking news.
How hard?
Don't do it, Ricky.
How hard can you bump draft, Clint, without damaging your car? Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, actually, I got into Brendan Poole a little bit, and it shows car damage. So that's one thing, you know, that's a little bit different. Is you can bump draft, and it helps, but you can't do it too hard, because if every time you get car damage, it slows your car down a little bit more with each time. So you got to be careful when you bump draft.
Hey, 10-2, buddy, 10-2.
Oh,
Hey,
trying to explain myself here.
Bowyer, you're in trouble because I got Chase Elliott, my teammate, behind me.
Oh,
I
let
got
me
a
guess.
drafting partner, buddy.
Yeah, when the boss is out on the racetrack, there's not an option to do anything else. They're definitely going, oh, now I'm 3 wide. I don't want to be 3 wide.
Is that you stuck in the middle
Yeah,
up
oh,
there?
yeah.
Daniel Suarez
Yep.
was leading this pack, Mike, and he's dropped all the way back 4 or 5 spots here, so a lot of action up front.
Yeah, Boyer's Steelers wheel there, stuck in the middle with you. Harold used to sing that about every time we went to Talladega, and we'd sing along. You're on board Ty Dillon, looking back at Corey LaJoie. First and second. Alex Bowman on the outside.
Look at Corey. It just makes me think I'm at Talladega. He just pokes that nose down to the bottom to see if there's anything there. That's when Ty Dillon in that 13 car, he has to be defensive. He can't open up that bottom line. He gets stuck in the middle.
Well, Michael, it looks like a lot of this moving around is hunting for clean air to keep those temps down that they talked about.
Well, it's important to make sure you keep your eye on your temps. And who sponsors Ty Dillon, Mike? I'm not.
That insurance company that's all over his bedroom and that car. Is that the golden gecko on the steering column?
It certainly is. And with all that's going on around him, look at those eyes. Ty Dillon is just glued to the windshield, making sure he's precise, like you said. And when you're behind, Mike, I'm hearing that the cars move around a little bit more when they're back there, and that can be helpful to get a little bit of air to the nose, but it also can cause an accident. You know, if there's somebody right on your right side and you move up, contact, and we can go spinning.
And Michael, you saw that big old rear spoiler. This is the same aero package that we run in the real world of NASCAR. That rear spoiler is 9 inches tall, even with a gurney lip. Pokes a real big hole in the air.
What about that 88 car? Jumping up to the outside, Alex Bowman's got some help from behind.
Not sure he wanted to be there, but when Corey LaJoie went up to the outside, Bowman had the momentum and nowhere to go unless he went 3 wide, and that put LaJoie in the sucker hole. 10 green flag laps complete of 70 at Talladega. Here's Alabama's Randy Owen to take us to break. Do not tilt your set. You're live iRacing at Talladega under green. Fox Sports actively working with those to help those affected by the COVID-19 health crisis. Proud to support Feeding America and their commitment to serving communities and individuals facing hunger. For more information on how you can help, visit feedingamerica.org.
That makes me dizzy, Mike. When that gyro cam tilts up in the corners, I feel like I'm riding along with Dale Jr.
I'm leaning to the left as I watch this and now straightened up again.
You know, we're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. Now, these drivers use spotter. Now, I was a little surprised that Clint Bowyer and Jeff Gordon elected not to go with one, but Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s spotter is Lee Langley. He actually works in the parts department at Junior Motorsports. He's a veteran of Afghanistan and Iraq. He was wounded and recovered at Walter Reed. Dale Earnhardt Jr. met him many years ago, actually on iRacing.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Dale Jr. talks a lot about his friendships that have developed through iRacing, folks that work for him now that he met by racing virtually on his computer at home.
Yeah, longtime spotter TJ Majors came out of an iRacing competition with Dale Jr. Ricky Stenhouse is up front. Brennan Poole had the lead for a bit. He's been shuffled back to 6th. And now Brad Keselowski edges ahead. And here comes Bowyer.
There's the push.
That's the best sponsor for Bowyer to be behind, Dent Wizard.
Oh! Whoa!
No!
Tricky Ricky back. Did he get him?
Yeah,
Yes, he did. It's the big one.
Whoa, that was close. Woo!
Did you make it
see
do
how
that?
close that was?
Hey, Ricky Bobby, what happened?
Is that what I was supposed to do?
Stenhouse wrecked.
Dang.
Woo, that
All right,
was
so
close.
that's my reset, right?
Oh, wow. This is so
What do I
different
do?
for me, Mike, when there's a big crash
okay.
and everybody's
20
laughing.
minutes.
I mean,
Now, each driver gets one complete reset, or what iRacing calls a fast repair. And we're going to have to go back and see how this worked. See how this happened, beginning right at the front of the field, Michael. Here's your replay.
we talked about the aggressiveness of Ricky Stenhouse, and he was right there where it started.
Well, he was the leader.
Well, you're usually safe if you're the leader at Talladega.
Oh no!
Look at him. Woo! It's so close.
Really hard.
Whoa, Jeff Gordon up in the air, flipping 7 times. Any coincidence Ryan Newman is here today?
Huh?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if maybe Ricky went up across the nose of Dylan or if Dylan came down.
By the way, that's only funny because Ryan Newman is here today.
He is
and
here.
ready to go racing again. Thank goodness. Boys, what
Man.
happened?
Oh, it was so close.
First, we're in here dueling. I was coming. I was getting to the outside.
No, you got
right
caught
there.
up in it. Man, I tell you what, Stenhouse wiped out on the outside of me. It was so close. I think, are we pitting?
I got to tell you.
Hold on, guys. I got to pit.
I got to tell you, I was having an absolute blast. Chase Elliott and a couple others. We got to the outside, went up through the middle groove, and we're coming to the front. I think I was like 4th, 5th, 6th place. That was so much fun. God, I hate I got into that wreck.
Clint, tell Jeff what he has to do to get his reset.
He's
We're
a little
working on
early
it.
on the reset. Right now, man, I'm pitting. I'm in the game today, boys. I'm talking. We're in the lead. We're coming out in the lead right here. Only took me a month to get going here, but I'm going now.
So I thought the quick reset happens right away.
Well, yeah, it did for you.
Yeah,
What happened?
I wouldn't worry about the rules, Jeff. It'll all work itself out.
Man.
All right, we are under caution at the world's fastest speedway in Talladega, Alabama. After this, social distancing applies. All too real. Ricky Stenhouse and Ty Dillon get together. Jeff Gordon is right there, and up and over he goes.
And smiling the whole time, by the way.
So when the dust settled, 6 cars, well, no, we're going to have to wait on that. A few cars are 1 lap down. And we'll double check scoring here in a moment. Right now they're showing Stenhouse, Bell, Almirola, and Gordon a lap down. Micah McDowell 2, but as cars come around and complete laps, that will adjust. And it looks like we'll end up with just 2 cars 1 lap down, and Jeff Gordon will be in the free pass position when we go back to green. Brennan Poole is your leader, Brad Keselowski. Larry, did everybody stop under that caution?
They did, Mike. In fact, I get a feeling that Brennan Poole and possibly Corey LaJoy, he was involved in the wreck, so Brennan Poole in the 15 maybe did fuel only. Most everyone did 2 tires. Everybody still will have to stop, Mike, should we stay green, with somewhere around 15 to 20 laps to go. So everybody's still on 1 more trip to pit road.
And we saw there Jeff Gordon getting the free pass around the field. So we'll sort out the restarting order. But I'm impressed by Brennan Poole. Great job by that young man up front, racing very competitively and grabbing the lead.
Wait a minute. He was 4 stories up in the air and he got the free pass?
Well, It's just, it's the best part of iRacing. I talked to Kenny Schrader the other day, and he put a reset button in his real race car. He's going to give that a try.
There you go.
Michael, did you see that poor old Jeff over here, he couldn't keep going because his car was in the fence.
Yeah, I got stuck up there.
In the fence, I might add.
We plucked him off the fence, put him on pit road, gave him a reset, and I got a feeling he's going to be coming after you, Bowyer.
I tell you, he brought his helmet in. From the looks of it, he might need to put it on.
I brushed myself off. I got me a brand new car, brand new engine, 4 fresh tires and fuel. I'm ready to go, boys.
I think you can tell he's running a corporate car, though. A reset, a brand new race car, 4 fresh tires, back on the lead lap. I don't know what else you can do for it.
We know people, don't we, Larry?
Yeah, we definitely know why Jeff wrecked. I mean, it took all week to find, well, a couple weeks to find him a rig that he could actually reach the pedals on. Poor Cash.
I guess, Jeff, you can use my rig this weekend, but because the pedals are short, then as soon as you get done, I want it back.
Yeah, hey, one more reset and we'll be coming home soon, Cash.
Hey, the good news, I didn't have to make any adjustments. Fits me perfect. Thanks, Cash.
And he wants it back in the same condition you got it in.
Hey, boys, I think we're coming to the green. I got to focus. I'm running third.
All right, now there's no GEICO restart zone. As soon as the pace car pulls in, you can go. No passing to the left. We're going to ride with last week's winner, William Byron, on this restart. He is currently in 12th place.
I'm not sure he wants to be in 12th place. I think 20 laps in, one big one. If you avoided that one, maybe it's time to start charging.
Look just ahead of him at Joey Gase's red and gold car. Does that look like Bobby Allison's machine? Looks like the old Bobby Allison Coke machine to me. Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
There you see Byron on the outside in the 24. Just behind him, Cole Custer. Haven't given him a call yet. Creeping into competition. Somebody decided to bail out. I think that's Kyle Busch. We saw that earlier, Mike. He went straight to the back. He had worked his way all the way up inside the top 10. Looks like he's retreating again.
Yep, Michael, that's the same thing he did at the start of the race. Just fell to the apron and went to the back.
You know, he's keeping them resets in his pocket, Larry.
And as Regan Smith's son Rhett showed us in pre-race, there is no out of bounds. That yellow line is for information purpose only. No out of bounds penalty here for the yellow line.
What about our man Harvick? Not a lot of iRacing experience, and he finds himself up inside the top 10. Nice job in the 4 car.
And only his second week in the series.
Talked to Joey Logano this week, Mike, and he said how you perform is directly related to how much time you put in behind the wheel. Joey told me he's got his kid running around everywhere. He just doesn't have the time to put the practice in. He says, in my eyes, I can see what I need to do, but I'm just not good enough to do it yet.
Takes a lot of practice to run well, even on the simulator.
And Mike, you mentioned TJ Majors. That's Joey's cup spotter. That's who's actually spotting for him in this race today.
Larry, this is getting all too real. I wonder how expensive it's getting.
Yeah, just hit the reset button.
Yeah, right.
Landon Castle. Blue Emu is on board.
You know what Landon did this weekend?
What's that?
Before today's race, he and Parker Kligerman and Garrett Smithley I raced the 24 hours of Nürburgring, the green hell in Germany that Jackie Stewart called it, and they finished in 6th place in a grueling 24-hour iRace.
Look at the intensity. That's what I love. You know, Mike, when these guys are in their cup cars on Sunday afternoons in the real world, we can't see that. We can't see the look on his eyes and how focused he is. I like hopping inside and watching these guys make laps here at Talladega. Even though, look, he's not even in a pack or anything. He's running single file. He's just got his eyes on those guys ahead of him, but yet the intensity hasn't changed a bit.
Brad Keselowski is your leader. A lot of action back here.
Jimmy Johnson's fighting up the middle here. Giving a push to Parker Kligerman. There you see Dale Jr. in that 8 car.
Well, if we had an award for most improved, Brad Keselowski would be top of my list. He has really put the time in to really excel at this because a lot of drivers who've won championships like Keselowski, like Jimmy Johnson, have found the adjustment to iRacing to not be easy. The skills are similar, the hand-eye and foot coordination, but the sensations of what the car is doing are absent. There's no butt dyno, as we call it. There's no wind coming past in your face, but no G-forces.
Just like everything in this world, Mike, technology is quickly evolving. The wheels are getting better. The feel of the car is continued to improve. Denny Hamlin was telling me that he has just updated his sim rig, and he likes it even better. So these guys will continue to race on iRacing and continue to make their rigs better. Look at that move to the outside. You can see Ty Dillon hops up there, riding along with him.
He's got help from Corey LaJoie and Kevin Harvick.
Bowyer liked that move. He jumps up to the outside to try to get up there and grab the lead away with a push from Dillon.
Brennan Poole in the 15, running second in his first race in the series. And here comes Byron.
You see how they're doing that, Mike? When they see a line on the outside, one of the guys down on the bottom will pull up in front of that line, just like we see at Talladega in real life, and try to take advantage of the push on the high side. William Byron worked that perfectly.
First time that Brad Keselowski has led in this iRacing series. But William Byron, last week's winner with help from Clint Bowyer, is headed for the front.
Look at that focus. We know Bowyer is a crazy, laughing, fun guy, but when you get behind the wheel and put yourself in a position to lead this race or contend for a win, he's going to turn off all that silliness and just focus. Really important to, when you're given that push like Bowyer is from behind, these guys tell me it's very difficult to hold your car straight as you see Bowyer wandering all over the place.
Got hot.
You're out of there?
Out. Too hot.
What were your numbers, 260?
286. This is exactly where they said it'd blow up.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, do we see any smoke out of the back, Mike?
No, don't say that. That's not funny.
Not yet.
Please, that might be my only chance of beating Bowyer. I like that idea.
You said it.
Jeff is back in 26th.
26th?
But he's on the lead lap.
And he's got a fresh hot rod.
So there was a bunch of cars that had an issue ahead of me. I had to weave my way through a bunch of cars, spun and smoke everywhere. Everybody kept going, no caution, but definitely lost a little bit of the draft.
You think he's making all that up, Clint?
It sounds like excuse.
One thing I learned to do before I came in and got on this rig is to get all my excuses in line.
You got it. Almost need to write them down and learn them before you come in, because you definitely got to have an excuse. I mean, it clearly wasn't you, right?
Well, Michael, how often do we say at Talladega, if you're in it, you can win it?
That's right, and that's why it's so fun to see the running order, because it's just like Talladega. Brennan Poole was able to draft his way right up to the front. Brad Keselowski, you talked about the improvement he's put in, the work he's put in to be able to be this competitive, and there's Bowyer still just lurking up there inside the top 5.
You know, guys, the caliber of this field, 39 drivers, you are looking at a total of 44 wins at Talladega.
Tell me if they're wrecking.
Well, a couple of them got off and back on. Poole and Keselowski left the track, slid, came back on.
What about Poole save?
Brad
That
lost.
was close.
They each lost 6 spots.
They didn't wreck, but they missed a really good chance at it.
Very good opportunity.
There's going to be more of those, Larry Mack.
All right, that puts Byron up front, Bowman, his teammate, in second, Ty Dillon on the outside. Now slotting in line in 5th behind Clint Bowyer's number 14. And how about Joey Gase in that Bobby Allison looking 53?
Looks good, too. Alabama's Bobby Allison, leader of the Alabama gang. That car takes me right back to the 70s, Mike.
Sure does.
Nice.
Michael, you know what we haven't done yet?
What?
We've not cranked it up.
Well, why don't we? Whoa.
Uh-oh. That was Jimmy Johnson going around off the nose of Brad. Now, iRacing, they have the ability to hold or withhold or waive the caution. Looks like we're going to stay green here. 4 laps from halfway.
Brad just held his line, it looked like to me, Mike, and maybe Jimmy had a miscommunication with the spotter and just drove across the nose, but luckily he was able to drive off and remain in competition.
And stay on the lead lap.
Mike, that's not the first time we saw Brad Keselowski hold his line through the trial. Well, I think it happened back in about 2009.
Ask a fellow named Edwards.
And he Ricky Bobbied it across the start-finish line, too, that day.
Carl did. Yep, that's right. 4 laps to halfway. William Byron out in front. iRacing on Fox. Halfway this time by iRacing at Talladega on Fox. Here's your Chevy team update. The top 4 right now are Chevrolets. William Byron's 24, Alex Bowman's 88, the 13 of Ty Dillon, and the 53 of Joey Gase. All those Camaro ZL1s.
We've seen a lot of that number 13 Camaro up toward the front today. He's been set on go since the beginning. Nice moves by Joey Gase in that 53.
Clint Bowyer, you're riding along with the first Ford in the race in 5th.
God, I hate being up here.
Why?
Oh, because I want to be catching those guys. We're in line. I'm trying to get in the home, and I keep getting guys helping me, but I can't get down. Get in this line and move forward.
And that's Jeff Gordon, who is 21st.
There's Jeff Gordon, who's 21st, Bowyer.
There's plenty of caution still left to go,
I was going to
guys.
say, it might not be a bad place. Oh, they're pitting. What was that? No communication. Come on, guys.
It's Chad Fincham drafting off of Jeff. Otherwise, no help on the outside there.
Oh, boy. Are we supposed to start pitting here?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't have a Larry. Where are you at, Larry?
Well, you can't pit by yourself. We got to have a group. You guys are going to have to start chatting with each other. That's the only way we know. But I was just about to say the window is open to make it to the end. If you can get enough to come together in that lead group, you could pit here. You wouldn't have to worry about pitting again.
I don't know if they're pitting or not. There is no communication, Larry.
Crunchy's sitting right next to you.
I can't talk to him. I can't talk to him. Are they going to pit? I'm scared.
So iRacing does have a chat channel where drivers can talk amongst themselves.
And they have to chat that they're going to do the same thing, whether it's fuel only or 2 tires.
It looks very unorganized, Larry.
Sounds complicated.
And it's 4 wide.
Stenhouse going a lap down, and Almirola, Christopher Bell went a lap down just a little bit ago. Parker Kligerman on point now.
You know, when you're at the real races, Mike, the spotters up on top of the stand, they'll all wave their arms when they're coming to pit road. It'd be difficult for these spotters to see each other waving their arms in the virtual world. Look at all that stuff on Williams' car.
A little bit of tire marbles and debris. Looking back from Parker Kligerman. Wonder how many of those 24 hours at Nürburgring he drove.
Wow. I saw that on Twitter and the intensity, and they got a 6th place finish. But
and it's a 13-mile track with no lights at night except your headlights. It's wild.
You know, guys, as organized as these front 9 or 10 cars are, to me, coming to 31 to go, this would be a great opportunity. Your uniform, you can get on pit road. This would be a great time to go ahead and jump in there, and you'd be set. You could make it to the end.
John Hunter Nemechek up to 4th in that yellow number 38. Keselowski settled in 5th, and Dale Jr. and Dillon. So it's Toyota, Chevy, Ford, 1, 2, 3.
Larry, I'm going to need you to get down off your box, go down and find Williams' crew chief. You're going to have to do some communication on pit road. We're in trouble here. No communication in the car.
As they said, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
No time for ice cream right now, Larry. We got to get to work.
let's just send somebody a text message. Figure this out.
I can't.
Jeff, you've been shuffled back to 28th. What's going on?
And it's just so difficult to know when you're clear. You know, I mean, it's a lot different than having. Well, number one is there's no spotters for me and Clint. We're here, we're here, and we got you guys in our ear. We've got a bunch of chatter in our ear. So there really is no spotter. So, I learned in practice that you can turn across somebody's nose really easy. It's hard to trust some of these mirrors, and I had 1 or 2 holes that I could get back in, but I lost all my drafting help out on the outside lane. So we're going to try to see if we can't get this line to move forward to catch those guys ahead of us.
Let me clarify that, clear it up a little bit for you boys. What he meant to say is you can't tell if you're clear or near.
Well, he's near the rear.
Yeah, near the rear.
Near the rear.
Hey, I don't mind that right now. I really believe there's going to be some more cautions.
I think you're right. But like Mike said, Jeff, they've really cleaned things up at the front of this pack. But you know how difficult it is when you get ready to come to pit road. Communication not being a part of this deal, we could see a wreck even when they try to pit.
Well, not only that, Michael, but you know what happened. This is what I've learned about iRacing. It's as competitive as anything else that exists. And so when it comes down to the end and you got to start making those aggressive moves, they're all going to make them. And that's when the wrecks are going to start happening. If they don't happen, get into pit road.
And you just saw the 88 car of Alex Bowman, the 53 car of Joey Gase. They're the ones that pitted earlier on the green, but there were only 2 of them. And doing it just with 2 cars, that's why the leaders have run them down.
Going around the...
Yeah, and let's make sure we pit with these guys, this group. Do we know when this group's coming?
That's what I love your strategist right there. I have no idea.
At least he's honest.
Hey, guys, I think I'm in the lead.
No, you're not.
How the heck did that happen?
Yes, I am.
I love it. Hey, all Bowyer needed was for me to get into one of these races so he could raise his level of competition up.
I think this is my first iRacing lead.
That's awesome. Showing you can get it done in the...
Got some serious arm pump, too.
I wasn't sure if it's because I was white-knuckling the steering wheel or because of the feedback in the steering wheel.
How much does this pay to lead per lap?
Man, I hope a lot. I tell you, the other thing is I think I want to put Bowman a lap down here, don't I, in case the caution comes out? He's a car that I'm going to have to race for a win here. Well, I don't need to wreck him by doing that.
You might want to see how hard he wants to fight for that lead lap.
It looks like you're in his trunk.
I know. Oh, no!
There you have it.
No!
Oh, it's blowed up.
Oh, are you blowed up, Bowyer?
Oh, man, you got to be kidding me.
You probably should have got out from behind him.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not. I'm not laughing.
I think oh, man, Larry, what happened?
Well, you didn't pit when I told you to pit.
Are you kidding me? I got to get it to pit road, boys.
Yeah, and we're under green. He's going to lose a lot more than I lost.
Are you kidding me?
What did your gauges show, Clint? Is there
There's oil in the
was that little
everywhere,
red light
said.
blinking? Any indicator?
Hey, spotter on the roof. There's oil all over the track. Oil in the triangle.
Hey, Clint, you didn't blow up last week, too, did you?
Are you kidding me? This. Ah.
Clint, if you and I don't
get
get
you stopped in turn 1 on the apron, I just heard tell me about.
That's the worst.
If you and I don't get our act together, they're going to replace both of us.
I'm done, boys.
Hey, as soon as we pass Bowyer, can they throw a caution? I see some debris.
They just wiped him right off the screen, Jeff.
Clint, Doug Yates just tweeted that wasn't his engine either.
What is it about you and blowing engines?
Gosh, in the lead. I told you I should have passed him.
All right, Larry Mack, just so you know, I'm pitting at between lap 52 and 53.
So that would be about 7 or 8 laps right now, which that you have to pit then, Jeff, because that would be running this window all the way out. So that's evidently what all these leaders are looking at doing.
What about Dale Jr., Mike? He's got his way up inside the top 5.
Larry, I pitted.
And John Hunter Nemechek, second-generation driver and Cup rookie, is leading with 25 laps to go and at least 1 pit stop to come. Clint Bowyer's hopes go up in smoke at Talladega. Welcome back to Talladega, where at lap 11 we got off to a rough start. Certainly Jeff Gordon did.
Oh.
Flying, twirling up and around into the catch fence and stuck in the catch fence.
Look at him trying to spin his tires.
He got his reset and got back in the race. Clint Bowyer blew an engine. He's now had a reset. And the leaders, some of them are pitting.
Green flag pit stops.
With 21 laps to go.
Something I didn't anticipate much of, Mike. I thought these guys would have several cautions, but we stayed green through a couple of spins, and now strategy begins to play a role. There you see our buddy Bowyer got his engine reset. He's back on the road a few laps down. He'll be looking for lots of cautions to see if he can rally.
And Michael, I watched the iRacing event from Talladega on Tuesday night, and getting on the pit road under green down to 55 miles per hour, it was wild. It was definitely a difference maker in the outcome of that race.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I was able to watch Jeff Gordon practice that this morning on his rig, getting the thing down to pit road speed, and it's very, very precise, Larry. The speed limit's 55. If you go 56, you'll be busted, and that's something these drivers don't want to deal with.
Chris Buescher, the leader. Corey LaJoie led 2 laps in the 32. Buescher now out front. Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, Garrick Smithley.
Dale Jr.'s been right up front the whole race. Be interesting to see if he's uses experience to figure out exactly what kind of moves to make late.
Well, during his Cup career, he was the Pied Piper at Talladega. Everybody wanted to follow him. In iRacing, things are a little different.
Everybody thinks they're Superman in iRacing,
right.
Don't they?
Well, and they all have the same setup.
Same cars.
Horsepower, same cars.
Getting word that Dale Jr.'s going to pit on lap 54, so just a few laps away, Mike.
All right, now I thought iRacing was a no cell phone opportunity. You know, it's not in the rules, but you shouldn't be on your phone while you're driving. However, Parker Kligerman has been phoning other drivers. You leaning into the corner? Trying to figure out when to pit while he's racing.
That's multitasking. I just get it so into this, Mike. I feel like I'm actually driving the car.
Well done, Michael. 33 degrees in the banking.
Feels more like 45 to me.
Looks more like 45 right there.
Look at the move I'm making, though.
We had that problem with our Fox Gyrocam, too.
That's always a pretty good drafter. That was a nice move I made. Oh, wait, Dale Jr. made it.
Earnhardt looking for the lead. We should hear the crowd go wild any second now.
Oh, is he going to poke his nose in there? Look like Joey Gase thought about getting in between Bowyer and the car up on the outside, Bowman.
Now, we have been carrying Joey Gase as one of the leaders. However, scoring is now showing him at 30th place, 1 lap down.
And Mike, it's because he pitted with Alex Bowman in that 88. They were the first 2 to come to pit road. With only 2 of them, it didn't take long for the leaders to run them down.
Thanks, Larry.
Strategies all over the board, huh, Larry, with this long green flag run we're seeing here. Different pitting sequences.
I like that group that pitted at lap 49. It was 5 drivers: John Hunter Nemechek, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Parker Kligerman, and Ty Dillon. They were very uniform leaving pit road, coming on to pit road, and they had no issues. We'll see how it all falls out once everybody makes their green flag stop.
And they are right now, that group is 18th on back, Larry. We'll see how they progress.
More action on pit road, Mike. Look at the run Keselowski's making. Can he get it slowed down?
That's one thing Jeff told us during pre-race is you can really haul the mail getting to pit road and brake late.
Someone told Keselowski that because that was a huge move. Read on Twitter where William Byron said, "Yes, I know I stick my tongue out a lot." That's sort of part of my...
You spend all week on Twitter, and that's what you got.
Well, I mean, I think it's funny.
Yeah, it is.
I don't take Twitter too seriously.
I'm glad. All right, now here comes John Hunter Nemechek, bringing that group back toward the front. He's got William Byron in tow, and then Jimmy Johnson. Johnson is a lap down in the 48. And with drivers pitting, they're now up to the top 5.
Denny Hamlin missed his pit, I saw on pit road. You could see Keselowski with that great run to pit road, Mike. If he didn't get a penalty, he passed Dale Jr. a couple other cars. Now he's in the front of that pack.
If he didn't get a penalty, the stopwatches were turned off.
Well, maybe he was making great time before the line started.
That must have been it, before the first scoring loop.
Yeah. John Hunter Nemechek is our leader. What about Jimmy Johnson's a lap down, but has pretty good pace.
Got a chance to get back on the lead lap here.
There's Keselowski with a big, nice push.
5 laps to go, 3rd and 4th place. Larry, I'm assuming by now everybody's made their pit stop. They've got fuel to go to the end.
Yes, they have, Mike. But again, 2 of those drivers that I talked about that first hit pit road at lap 49 under green, John Hunter Nemechek in the 38, William Byron in the 24. That's your top 2 right now. They hope, I would think, Michael, they hope Jimmy Johnson in that 48 stays right there and keeps them in single file.
Yeah, you called it, Larry.
Good thing Regan ripped up that yellow line, Larry.
Yes. With help from his son, Rhett. Well done.
Yeah, he opened up the opportunity for Brad Keselowski to go under it and make a move. You know what I love? I mean, we're talking about Jimmy Johnson, 7-time champion, Brad Keselowski, Dale Jr., all these stars of NASCAR on a Sunday afternoon going for a ride, a race at Talladega. And while we had smiles and laughs, the intensity is ratcheting up. Everybody wants to go to victory lane. Having a win at Talladega, whether it's in real life or the virtual world, is very, very important.
Caution is out for the 2nd time today. Oh, no.
Jeff?
Oh, I see. Man, guys, I'm a lap down. I had a penalty coming to pit road. I'm just riding along there, and I don't know what happened. Somebody clipped me from the outside. I think me and Chase Elliott made contact, but I'm not sure why.
Well, he is in big trouble. He should have known better than to try to pass you.
No, I'm in big trouble. I got no resets, no race car.
Oh, you're
left.
out?
I got no resets, but we'll see. I'll get back to pit road, see what happens.
Let's see if we can tell what happens on this replay, Mike. He talked about his teammate, Chase Elliott, running together.
Who is nowhere near him. Chase is up on the outside.
But look.
Oh, here he comes.
Yeah. Chase got turned by Brennan Poole, Jeff.
Okay.
And then Poole got up and into the wall with you, and Landon Castle hit the wall.
Yeah,
you were a victim.
That's exactly what I saw.
Yeah, you were just an innocent victim.
Finally.
So if I complete a lap here, I think I can accomplish my goal of beating Jeff today, boys.
That's possible. You're both on the same lap, 2 laps down.
We got a heck of a battle for last place.
Again.
Jeff, you need a nose job.
All right, we're under caution for the 2nd time today. iRacing at Talladega, where everybody's looking hard to capture the checkered flag. Welcome back to the virtual Talladega Superspeedway, where the NASCAR Foundation is working with the track and American Red Cross to help families in the Talladega area impacted by the pandemic. You can make your donation at NASCARfoundation.org/response. We're under caution for the 2nd time today. An incident involving Jeff Gordon at lap 56.
Check this out. Under caution, we're not even safe, Mike. Everybody's lining up to take the wave around, and it looked like
we're told Eric Almirola missed a shift.
Yeah, it looked like possibly. Watch this car. It looked like maybe he went from 2nd to 1st instead of 3rd. And when it did, it collected our buddy Bowyer, and he's got some significant damage to the front.
You know, Clint, for Dover next week, I think we need to reevaluate running these races without a spotter. Let's think about this next week.
Hello. Ricky Stenhouse, we saw him in a big wreck earlier. Now he's nosing his way around the pace car.
Yeah, let's.
Each driver gets one complete reset where he brings his car to pit road, comes to a stop, and then can reset and get a brand new car. That can only happen once per race. Now we're told Denny Hamlin came to pit road, overshot his pit, put the car in reverse, and when you back up on pit road, that's a big no-no, takes you out of the game.
Must have blew up his ECU. Maybe he doesn't have his power anymore. You can look at the damage or the dirt and grime that's all over that 38 car for John Hunter. You can tell he's been in a battle, can't you?
You bet. 11 laps to go, 10 to go this time by under caution. Remember at Talladega, now right about here at Daytona is where the start-finish line is in the middle of the tri-oval. But when Big Bill France built Talladega in the late 60s, those seats up there, they were easy to fill right in front of pit road. The ones down toward turn 1 down here were not so easy to sell. So right here is where he put the start-finish line for Talladega.
And how fun has that been over the years?
Yeah.
We've seen so many great battles down to that start-finish line that's almost down in turn 1.
All right, so Clint Bowyer in 35th. Jeff is 37th. You've got 2 laps on him, according to what we're seeing here from scoring. How's this going to play out, Clint? 10 to go now.
Not good for me. I got wiped out by my teammate under caution. Come on. But it's going to be a wreck fest. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm just hoping that they all wreck and somehow I survive.
Clint, what about those Vegas odds makers? They were spot on with you and Jeff.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Man, I was doing so. We were leading.
How spot on were they about us getting wrecked by our teammates?
Yeah, both of us did, huh?
What was Jeff, plus 6,600
coming up on Eric right now.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you Darrell would have said, I'm going to bet on that. That's a lot of money. Well, it's 6,600 for a reason.
All right, so 10 to go. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to ask Larry Mack for this week's McNuggets.
Well, Mike, we're going to go back racing with 8 to go. What I did is I looked back at the last 10 spring Talladega Cup races, and the caution came in the final 3%. Applying that to our 70-lap iRacing, that means we should have a caution somewhere around lap 68, 2 laps to go. Oh, by the way, in those 10 races, we also had 4 overtime finishes.
Oh, boy. Here's your GEICO race summary. John Hunter Nemechek, first of 36 lead lap cars now. Looks like a bunch of guys took the wave around. 11 different leaders, 2 caution flags thus far. Brad Keselowski riding in third reminds us April is month of the military child, where we celebrate the strength, resiliency, and sacrifice of our military's youth. The color purple used as a symbol for all military children, signifying all branches in the military, and that's why Brad's name is in purple on his virtual number 2 Mustang. Brad's Checkered Flag Foundation honors and assists those who sacrifice for our country, including veterans, active military, and first responders. Barney the Flagman puts the green flag in the wind, and John Hunter Nemechek leads them off to turn 1.
Bowyer said it's going to be a wreck fest here at the end, and the reason being, Mike, is everybody just stops giving and taking. If you get right down on this inside car, if you're up where William Byron is right here, you get down on that inside car, it's a shorter way around the racetrack. It means you can make better time. Plus the bump drafting, the pushing, it works. These drivers say you can really gain speed by the bumping, just like in real life, and that's just going to continue to ratchet up.
Mike, you were wrong. You said giving and taking. They stopped giving and only take. That's what you meant to say.
Well, it's getting intense up front, Bowyer.
I just overtook Chase Elliott, but I'm telling you, you guys you better get your throws clear, because you're going to have to call a good one here at the end.
iRacing allows up to 3 overtime green-white checkers if needed.
What about Garrett Smithley poking his way toward the front with a big push from Bowman? Saw Bowman a lap down earlier, nearly a lap down. Now he's right there.
Yeah, by the miracles of iRacing in the wave rounds, all but 3 cars are on the lead lap. Michael McDowell, Jeff Gordon, and Denny Hamlin are not.
Hamlin's out. Bowyer and McDowell will be fighting to get back on the lead lap so they can be a part of this fun. Look at that big dive up front. Cut to the bottom did Smithley. Nice move there. Got right in front of this guy. Look at the eyeballs on Ty Dillon. Is he focused or what?
8 laps to go. 7 this time.
Ryan Preece, we haven't mentioned his name. He's battled his way up into the top 5 here late. Got in a bit of a tussle last week with Matt DiBenedetto.
Dale Jr. hanging in 6th. Ryan Blaney makes his way up into that front pack in that bright yellow car on the outside.
We're at Talladega. We're not going to count Dale Jr. out, that's for sure,
No,
Mike.
Never.
But how about Alex Bowman in that 88 car? Just a few laps ago before that caution, he was fighting just to stay on the lead lap. Here he is working to take the lead.
Parker Kligerman shuffled to the high side. See how that works out for him. You can see up front, Joey Gase has poked his way to the outside as well. That should help Kligerman with that draft. Look at him gain on Kligerman, or excuse me, on Gase.
6 to go at the stripe there. You know what I smell, Michael?
A wreck?
Trouble.
Yes. This is when the fans are on the edge of their seats up in the stands, especially with Dale Jr. up there battling for the win. And look at these cars, how tightly packed together they are.
Ryan Preece on the inside in the 37 with Dillon, Keselowski, and LaJoie. Smithley drops to the inside to take over the lead on the bottom. Bowman on the outside. There's Jeff under repair on pit road.
Yeah, guys, I got about another 30 seconds of repair. I'm obviously out of this anyway, but I am enjoying this race. I'm watching it on the monitor here, and wow, what an awesome event this is. And man, it's going to get wild in these last couple laps. We already saw 3 wide right there.
5 to go.
Look at him bobbing around, Jeff. You talked about how difficult it is to follow a guy when he's moving because you start moving with him and it just amplifies your issues.
Yeah, I mean, I really like being in the outside lane. I felt like I had more options and just more clearance of the other cars and possible wrecks. But when you're lined up through the trial, when you're 3rd, 4th in row on the bottom, you have no idea exactly where to go. Hey, I get to go back on the track.
All right, get going. Clint, what are your temps right now? That's pretty tight pack there.
They're not.
He doesn't know where that gauge is at, Mike.
It's time to go, though. I got to get past these guys.
How's it feeling? Are you going to be able to make those moves?
No, I'm trying to watch the monitor, too. Like, Jeff, when you're down and out, this is the toughest part. There's a good race going on at the front, and I want to see it. I'm about hit Jimmy. Ooh, that was close.
Junior almost got up and into the wall off the bumper of Joey Logano.
For the 2 sitting over here, Jeff and Clint, we're hoping that happens.
Yeah.
So.
That was a heck of a save. Man, they almost had a big one right in front of you, Bowyer.
36 cars on the lead lap. 26 of them are in that lead draft at the front. Back to Suarez and Labonte.
And one of those cars is Kyle Busch. We saw him fall to the back early, Mike, and felt like that was part of his strategy. He's raced his way up into contention now. 4 wide at the front.
First 4 wide racing today. Won't be the last.
These guys are moving. Oh, there it is.
Nope, just one. Oh, Logano hard in the wall on the outside, and that might have been Kyle Busch with him. Whoa, Blaney, up, down, kabong.
And Mike, how many laps to go?
How many did you tell us it was going to be, Larry?
2 to go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's why we love your McNuggets, Larry, because you can just bring it. It always seems to work out, too.
Logano and Blaney have damage from that one at lap 68. 3rd caution flag of the day.
Did our man Bowyer survive?
Yeah, but kind of. There wasn't enough of them that wrecked. We need more.
Alex Bowman.
Well, that moved you up at least 2 spots, Clint.
You know, guys, Bowman, with that move that they pitted early, I mean, playing right into Larry's wheelhouse there. He called it, said to pit early. They did, got track position, looking good.
Where did this all start? Oh, just a dead left by Logano. Not sure if he was turned or not. That destroyed Ryan Blaney, who went flying, and Joey Gase.
I'm just so glad to know that they're all okay, Mike.
Yes. Yes, the virtual care center has little to do today, thank goodness. So we'll set him up for overtime. Here's another look. Looking back from Ryan Preece.
Oh, he just clips the Preece right rear with his left front, and it's it. Joey spinning.
I don't know what flipped Blaney up and over the first time. He went for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride right there.
This is just so cool. I love being a part of this. Seeing all the sponsors that these guys have on their cars, delivering to their partners, and seeing some great racing.
All right, Michael, we're getting ready for overtime at Talladega. After this, wipes out several cars. iRacing allows for up to 3 overtimes of green-white checker if needed. Larry, how's that going to play out for those drivers that pitted early under green?
Well, you're looking at one of them right there, Alex Bowman in the 88 car. He is our leader. He pitted at lap 36, which was 34 laps to go, which is well safe, except for the overtimes. We are hearing on the radio that they are concerned about going out of fuel. But one thing about it, even in iRacing, they can shut the engine off under caution to save fuel. So the thing he doesn't need is an additional overtime. He needs this thing to run out right here.
Michael, Alex Bowman has tweeted, "We might be running out of fuel, but I'm not stopping."
I love his attitude. This is Talladega, baby. We're going to hang it out and hope for the best. You know what, though? If the lead car runs out of gas in front of everybody, we're going to see a big mess, Mike.
Wow.
He definitely needs those lights to go out on this caution flag. He doesn't need a whole lot more number of caution laps.
Well, Larry, I need them to go out too, because I can't wait to watch this action to the checkered.
So our in-race reporters, Jeff Gordon now 8 laps down.
Bowyer's climbed up inside the top 20, 17th.
How'd that happen?
Got a fresh car.
And here's Ty Dillon running second. Ty, what's going to happen here for 2 laps?
I have no clue. I just hope my heart doesn't explode. I'm having so much fun. But man, I get nervous in this thing. It's so much different than the real race car because I don't really know what I'm doing in here. I have no spotter. My wife and daughter are hanging out. They're my crew. And but we're having fun. This is the GEICO 70 and so pumped to have our GEICO Camaro up front and hope everybody's enjoying this.
Well, glad you're having fun. Let's get to it. 2 to go. Looking for green this time.
I thought maybe the GEICO was his spotter, but he says he doesn't have one.
34 cars on the lead lap.
You know, it's only been a few laps since Alex Bowman took the lead. Another thing these drivers can do, just like the real world, is when they're drafting, they can part throttle a little bit. And I get a feeling watching that race Tuesday night, a lot of drivers do that. But again, Alex Bowman, he does not need another overtime.
Jeff, Clint, what do you think? First overtime.
Well, first, guys, right now, I'm so jealous I'm not up there in that battle and kind of wish I was over there with you guys now with being so many laps down out of this thing. But I got a bird's eye view to see what this thing is going to do here and how it's going to unfold, and probably going to see a lot of cars flying through the air.
Yeah, for me, I'm just going to have to see what happens here. Hopefully a bunch of them wreck here, and somehow I get through it. But right here, I'm in the eye of the storm. I am in not a good situation mid-pack, Jack, here. But who knows? Anything can happen.
Yeah, Mike, I just love what Jeff said. We're going to see a lot of cars flying through the air. That's iRacing. This is Talladega, and it's going to be fun.
All right, Bowyer is 17th as they come out of turn 4. Pace car drops down and will be going for green-white checker. If the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race.
I like the bottom lane here, Mike. I believe Alex will get a nice jump. We've seen Corey LaJoie up front all day long. There's Garrett Smithley. That line, the way that inside line is formed up, I like their chances right now.
7 of the first 8 drivers have never been to victory lane in the Cup Series. Here we go.
Barney's as ready as I am. He's got him on the road. There's the break by Bowman, but he jumps to the outside after making that great start. And look, on the bottom, Dillon takes advantage.
Bowman might have got just a little too far out front there. He's got help from Ryan Preece. Ty Dillon in the lead with a lap and a half to go.
Will they make it back?
Corey LaJoie right on LaJoie right on Dillon's bumper.
Whoa. Looks like Bowman did a nice job of keeping control of this car after that big push off Ryan Preece.
Into the tri-oval where the start-finish line is not located here. And if this had been the last lap, it would have been Bowman. All right, we're under green. Next flag ends the race.
This is good. Look at Landon Castle sniffing that checkered flag.
Ty Dillon needs a big push from LaJoie right now.
I think he's going to get it, Mike.
Trouble behind them. There will be no caution. That's way back in the pack. We're going to try to finish this under green. Bowman versus Dillon with Preece and LaJoie. Castle, Byron, Smithley, they're all in it to win it. Here we go. And Dillon gets turned out of the front pack. Byron to the apron and to the line. Alex Bowman is your winner, iRacing at Talladega.
Wow. They can't even sort it out after the checker falls, Mike. What a great finish. Great job by Bowman up on the top. We saw that big run on the bottom from the 13 of Ty Dillon, but Alex Bowman brings it home.
How about the top three separated by less than 4/100ths of a second?
Alex Bowman, Corey LaJoie, Ryan Preece. The podium finishers, they'll get to start out back next week. When we go to Dover, Smithley and Castle, the top 5. Byron, Poole, the Busch brothers, and Suarez, the top 10.
Suarez had some major damage, like many of the competitors did, but was able to rally for a top 10 finish. Joey Gase with that beautiful Bobby Allison paint scheme back in 20th. And I got an update on our last place finisher, Mike. Denny Hamlin, we said he was parked for backing up on pit road. Well, actually, his daughter Taylor was playing with the remote and turned his screen off.
What? Well, that'll do it every time. Can't make this up, folks.
That's right. There you see Denny, 22 laps off the pace.
And look at Clint Bowyer in 33rd, Jeff Gordon in 38th, which means of the 21 times they have opposed each other at Talladega, Clint is now 14 times finishing ahead of Jeff out of 21.
I'd appreciate you not bringing me into that conversation, too, if you don't mind.
Jeff's asking how many wins there, boys.
Yeah, how many wins in there?
Yeah. I think they're more important than finishes there, Mike.
Yes.
I either won or wrecked, like I did today.
I went for it, going for a top 10, getting into one with 1 lap to go. And
you were part of that mess, huh?
You ought to see the damage in my car right here. It's awesome.
Wow.
That was a great finish, Clint, that you missed.
I appreciate that. Man, what a deal. I'm telling you, Talladega and Daytona, these restrictor plate tracks are the only two that ever get your heart rate going like that. You know, a green, white checkered, pull your belts down as tight as possible. You know all hell's going to break loose, and it certainly did right here on iRacing today as well.
Well, Jeff, it wasn't you, but Hendrick drivers have won now the last 3 iRaces.
Yeah, well, I had no chance. I knew coming into this race I had no chance of winning this race. But, man, it's just so awesome what iRacing has created here. It is incredibly realistic. I mean, I felt like I was in the race car. Of course, I was very happy when I got caught up in some of those wrecks that you know, I was able to just come down pit road, hit a reset. But it's just unbelievable. I love being a part of this. It was great to get back out there in the action, in the competition on the track, and had a blast. So thanks for the opportunity. And hey, old Bowyer over there got me this time again.
I'm not proud of getting you for 33rd place finish. We got to do better, Jeff. We did not represent well.
Well, fellas, time to make the donuts. Alex Bowman gets to do the victory donuts on the Speedway. And we salute Ron Gilman and his Dirt Late Model number 5, sponsored by Donald's Donuts of Zanesville, Ohio, since 1960. Isn't that a sharp-looking late model?
Love that.
Yep. Got to love those donuts. Hey, if you have a race car or know of a race car with a local donut shop sponsor, hit me up on Twitter at MikeJoy500, and maybe we'll salute your local donut shop.
And I don't guess there's any real reason for Bowyer or Jeff to be practicing their donuts, do you? I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Maybe eating some.
You're thinking about buying race tires and engines. I wouldn't think for a donut sponsor, but hey, whatever works, boys. I'll take it however it comes.
Well, it is iRacing. The racing is simulated. The competition is real. Thank you to everybody who played along, especially Jeff Gordon and Clint Bowyer. Coming up next, America's Day at the Races on FS1. And here's when iRacing will next appear on FS1 and your local Fox station. Race Hub, don't forget, tomorrow on FS1.